Hey YouTube, this is R. Washam Knife coming at you again with another knife review. Today we'll be looking at the Delica 4 Emerson opener. And as you can see, this particular model by Spyderco has an Emerson opener. Now this model might be a little different than what many of you are used to seeing in the Delica models. I believe Spyderco came out with the original design of this knife in the 1980s, and since then has been upgraded and modified and changed in all different ways, but the basic knife is still the same. From Spyderco's website, the specifications on this knife are as follows. The overall length is 7.156 inches. The closed length is 4.25 inches. The blade thickness is 0.093 inches. The blade length is 2.9 inches. And of that blade, there are 2.5 inches of cutting edge. The handle material is an FRN, and I believe Spyderco calls this their volcano grip, which is an excellent textured FRN. The blade steel is a VG10 out of Japan, Seki City, Japan. If you might be able to see that. And the weight is about 2.5 ounces. This is a very light knife. When it's in your pocket, it's easy to forget that it's there. Now, an upgrade for the Gen 4 Delicas is that they are of all screw construction. So if you are taking this out in the field and you get it gunked up, or you just want to do some preventative maintenance on it, it's really easy to take apart, oil it all up, stick it back together, and you can keep your knife in tip-top condition. The locking mechanism, as on previous Delicas, is a lockback, and it's mid-set into the frame. It also has what's called the boiled dent, which basically is meant to prevent you from mistakenly actuating the lock. In my opinion, this isn't really necessary. I've never mistakenly actuated a lock back, but Spyderco felt that it was prudent to put that in there, and it doesn't take anything away from the knife to have it on there. Let's see. The clip used to be all black. You can see I've been really carrying this a lot, but it's a nice steel clip, I believe. It has a large lanyard hole that would be good for your paracord or anything like that. As you can see, it has the traditional Spyderco symbol on there, the little spider. It's pretty cool. And it also has a 13mm Spidey hole, which is this guy right here. That's, if you're unfamiliar with Spyderco, that's what you use with your thumb to actuate the blade. Inside the knife, it has phosphor bronze washers that you're not going to be able to see, but those really make this a smooth opening knife, and it needs to be because it's an Emerson opener. For those of you that are unfamiliar with Emerson opening knives, Emerson is a gentleman. He has his own knife company, Emerson Knives, and sort of his trademark has been this hook on the blade, and what that does is it opens the knife as you take it out of your pocket. So no longer is there 2 steps required to opening your knife, taking it out of your pocket and opening it. It's all done in one fluid motion, and a little bit later in the video I'll see if I can train the camera on my pocket so we can show that to you guys. The blade itself is a saber ground blade. It is not hollow ground, it's flat ground. It's very strong, and it has some jimping here on the back, which is actually pretty effective. There's also some jimping on the FRN, which I would say is less than effective. The jimping on the FRN doesn't really give you anything, but that's okay because you have the volcano grip and you have the jimping on the blade, which is really good. There, I'm not sure if you can see it, but there on the blade is Emerson's patent. So the Spyderco Delica 4 Emerson opener, it's a great knife. Really enjoy carrying it, and for everyday chores or maybe even a little self-defense in dire situation, might work for you. I will say that the Emerson opener is very easy to actuate, right-handed or left-handed. I'm a right-handed guy, but sometimes I'll carry this in my left pocket. My off pocket, especially if I want to have access to something else on my right hand, and I can use it with my left hand just as well as my right, which is not true when I open a knife the traditional way. I'm kind of a butterfingers with my left hand when I'm trying to open my knife with the, see, it doesn't work so well, but it works great out of the pocket. So, alright guys, let's see if we can't show you how this guy works.